Galaxies. There's thousands of them. No, millions of them. No, billions of them. Yes, galaxies that contain billions of stars. There are billions of galaxies, and they come in all different kinds of shapes. For particular shapes, we have spiral galaxies, barred spiral galaxies, we have elliptical galaxies, and irregular galaxies. What about hamburger-shaped galaxies? I got one for you. You're watching Heavenly Backyard Astronomy. All right, first an update. Remember a couple of weeks ago I told you about my main computer blowing out? It just died on me, so I went into that computer and checked it out since I was the one who built it. I checked out the power supply and yeah, it was dead. So then I got a new power supply and I installed that, and the motherboard didn't respond whatsoever, and the microchip that goes with it, or the central processing unit, wasn't responding either. So I just had to break down and buy a new motherboard, a new central processing unit, and of course I just bought the new power supply. And to go along with it, of course, it takes additional new type of memory. DDR4 now is the type of memory. Anyway, I rebuilt the computer and it's working. As a matter of fact, look how fast it's working. Let's go inside real quick. All right, just to give you an idea how much faster this new computer is working, and is working rather well, let's go through a quick deep sky stacker process from the Hamburger Galaxy NGC 3628, and let's let her go. Let's register and check pictures. Everything ready to go, and go. There she goes. Dark frames added. Adding flat frames. Out of 40, you can see it adding them in quickly, and it's moving right along. Now it's registering the pictures. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't even count that fast. It's eventually going to run out of RAM memory. It's going to have to start writing to the disk memory, the virtual memory. But there it is in the stacking right now. And at the moment I have, let's see, 16 gigabytes of RAM. I think I'm going to be able to up that to 32 gigabytes. Now it'll stop this. It's now writing to the disk instead of writing into the RAM memory. Random access memory, but it's moving right along. 21 out of 25, and 25 out of 25. It's already done stacking. Now it's computing the final picture, and soon to display the picture. It's going to save it first. There it is, being saved, and there it is. So yeah, I burned out the other computer, but look at the speed on this one. It's like at least twice as fast, if not 2.5 times faster than the other system. The other system was pretty fast. Of course, using that Core 7 Generation 9 chip didn't hurt the issue either. My videos are usually associated with astronomy, but sometimes I'll throw in some gardening pictures too. As you can see, I'm standing out in the middle of the backyard heavenly garden. But tonight, we're going to talk about the galaxies up in the skies. After all, this is May. April, May, and June is known as galaxy seasons, and there's so many galaxies out there. But I picked on one that I wanted to have a particular close-up that I use with the Celestron 11-inch telescope with a setting of f7. I use the Celestron 7/10 reducer to help widen out the field a little bit. And the galaxy in question was New General Catalog NGC 3628, also known as the Hamburger Galaxy. Yeah, it looks somewhat like a hamburger, but the issues I had to overcome was the bright moon. The moon was so bright, not only was it a full moon, it was one of those super moons where it's a little bit brighter yet. But using some special filters, particularly the Altair quad band filter that helps filter out the stray light, helped me photograph this peculiar looking galaxy. But first I want to also talk about Venus. Venus, as you know, has been dominant in the western sky, now in the northwestern sky at sunset. And Venus only has a few more weeks left. For the rest of the month of May, you should be able to see Venus, but it's rapidly going closer and closer to the horizon. And by the end of May, it'll be so close to the sun, it'll be very difficult to see. And by June 3rd, it'll be right at the sun, right in front of the sun, and we won't be able to see it whatsoever until the mornings in July and August. It'll reappear as the morning star. But Venus right now is a very thin crescent, and it's getting thinner and thinner. It's already past its maximum brightness of, what was it, minus 4.6 at one time. It's now down to about minus 4.4. The reason it's getting dimmer is because it's getting slimmer, even though it's getting closer. It's now about only 30 million miles away from Earth, and by June 3rd, it'll be 27 million miles away. I want to show you something else over here in what do you call this program here? PixInsight. I want to show you something here in PixInsight. The difference between having good frames, having calibration frames, and putting the good frames and the calibration frames together. Now, I had some good frames, but this is the output from that. There's no darks and no flats, and there you can see the starburst right there. There you can see the galaxy, but look at all these dust bunnies. I failed to clean off the optic train, particularly the filter and the perhaps the sensor on the camera itself was dirty, but all these spots over here, and I had it dithered once. You can see the difference. Anyway, let's add the darks. And this is the same one, except the only difference is the darks have been added. Now, if you look closely, you can see there's some grainy dots and so forth. They're gone in there now. And also the starburst. You see that starburst is gone. The lamp glow of the camera, the 294 one-shot color camera from Altair. So the darks definitely took it out. I did 24 darks at 300 seconds each, so that's 2 hours worth of darks. I didn't have a library built for this particular dark at temperature of 0 degrees Celsius, and I think I used 1500 on the gain. So there it is. And it almost looks like I failed this picture. I mean, this is not usable at all. This is not usable at all. But then I did the flats. And putting the flats together, it just requires waiting for some light. I don't have an outdoor light, so I had to wait till daybreak in the morning. And I just put a white t-shirt tightly over the front of the camera, and then take my flats. And flats are very easy to take, and then look at the difference. Here is the image processed with the flats. Remarkable. I mean, this and this are the same image. These are the same images right here. Yeah, using the flats really saved my, well, I don't want to say it, but saved my butt. Let's say it that way. So it's very important to take those calibration frames because they can save a night of imaging. Like this is a 2-hour image. The darks were another 2 hours. The flats was about 30 seconds. That's about it takes to take these flats. I took 40 flats, and this is the result. Now let's look at the final product. Well, this Hamburger Galaxy is part of the trio in Leo. There are 3 galaxies close by each other. They're about 35 to 36 million light years away from Earth, meaning that the picture you're looking at took 36 million years to get here. So what you're actually looking at is a time machine. You're seeing what these galaxies looked like 35 to 36 million years ago. So tell me what you think about the galaxies, your thoughts about the amount of galaxies up in the sky that's available to see. Not millions, but billions of galaxies. Is there life out there? I don't know. Could be. I mean, the odds are, greatly in favor that there's some sort of life. Is it an intelligent form of life? Well, that's a good question. We're still looking for intelligent life here on Earth. But anyway, leave me your comments on that, and also about the Celestron PWI. Do you like the new one? I don't. It just, I just didn't like it. So I'm sticking with the older version for the moment until they come up with a newer version, maybe something that fits me, that I like itself. I like the software overall, but put your comments down below and tell me what you think. And if you like my channel, please subscribe. And I do a lot of astrophotography in my backyard, in the garden, and I occasionally do Heavenly Backyard Garden videos as well. I got one coming up. It's going to be showing the flowers and the vegetables. That'll be coming up hopefully the next couple of days as well. So, well, thank you for watching, and unless you need rain, and right now we do need rain here in Savannah, clear skies.